Yo, 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 what's up? We doing the panel tonight. Yeah, we got Bush on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
What's
you
up?
talking about, brother?
What's going on? What's
Jimmy
going
on.
on, people?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I got me some
Awesome.
infused coffee. So we looking good. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing great, man. I knocked out a rendering today. I made a woman very happy, and
Oh,
I'm bouncing back. People are trying to attack me in my job, but
okay.
they don't seem to know who I am, but they're finding out real fast.
They don't
The
know who
woman
the fuck
said,
you
"Hey,
are,
could you?"
Jimmy?
They're fucking with the wrong dude, man. I'm gonna open you up in the nicest way you never heard of before, honey.
He's
See,
bringing that
see,
Staten Island down to Jersey. I
I
mean, down
see
to
You
it.
better believe.
Florida.
No,
Down to
that's
I see
Florida.
Florida,
it.
man.
Don't you know the fuck I am?
She, I got to be honest with you. I don't like knocking anybody, but when somebody starts acting like a prima donna and we do this, and when you lose your empathy, especially towards customers and people, then you lose yourself as a human being. And
Yeah.
we all make mistakes. We're all not perfect, but without empathy, without understanding, well, I don't care and I don't do this, and you become a prima donna. You become faceless to me. So now, she wanted to know if I could draft. I threw out a rendering for a job in
Mm-hmm.
like 45 minutes that looked like a professional architect did it. And she went, oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see, you said the blind man as he crossed the street.
It's better to show them than tell them. Shit. I'm gonna
It's
show
better
you
to
who
show
I
and
am.
tell and not say
Show
what
and
I
tell.
know, just do and show,
Yes,
babe. That's
and
right.
show.
Mhm.
Show and tell. So look, did you guys hear about those 10 black women who sat in first class and were harassed and treated poorly, even by the
By
employees of
the
the airline?
attendants.
How do
Yes.
how do we know? Is there a video of this? Or is this just a
So
story?
Well,
I mean, she was posting it on the internet as it was happening.
So
yeah,
wow, wait.
I saw clippings of it, Mook, and it was actually disgusting. The way the stewardess were actually treating them very berate, very agitated. You could see the people that were sitting next to her were like, who is this? Who are these people? Like they didn't belong there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, pass it. This one's past the Great Poupon. You know what I mean? We got to pass the Great Poupon on this one.
Oh
What
yeah.
what
Yeah.
You guys
airline
know
was it?
Great
I'm sorry.
Poupon?
That's what I'm looking at, and it doesn't really say.
It doesn't
Yeah,
say the
it just says she
airline.
took her off all first class. Yep.
Some
It
heads
doesn't.
need to roll. Some people need to be canned out of the just service industry. Period. People
Yeah,
that don't need to
exactly.
be serving people. You feel me? Or being in that type of have those type of jobs. They should be X from that now.
Yeah, yeah. And one passenger, the passengers even got indignant with it, right? So one passenger was like, "Are they a better class of person than I am?" Like, what kind of shit is that to say to somebody? Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently I am because I can afford the first class. You was
So
waiting to be upgraded, baby. Let's keep it a buck. You was trying to be upgraded, and you mad that a black woman paid for her ticket to go sit in first class. That was the problem with all of them. They were
yeah,
Well,
hoping
and
because I sit on the
that's a
upgrade
very
list.
indirect. Right. That's a very interrogatory statement to say that, like, oh, they can get first class, but I can't. So
Mm-hmm.
that's putting those
yeah.
people down
Yeah,
as like,
as
oh,
if she
so
didn't pay for.
they can get in first class and I can't.
Yeah,
And so that evaluates you as a moron. And to the person, if you're listening to this and you said that, you are a moron. And that's insulting for moronic people. But you
exactly.
are a moron. I'm sorry. A
Yeah.
guy like that deserves to be smacked severely across the face with a hard shell napkin.
And I don't. It doesn't give the description of the guy, so I don't know what he looks like. But he did question
But
that.
but this isn't about the guy, right? It's about the people, the airline treating the
And the
people.
airline. So the airline also
Well,
made them
I heard the
stand in line
stewardess
for a
were
line.
treating them bad. I heard the
Yeah, the
stewardess
stewardess were
were
as
treating.
well. They were.
Yeah.
They were. So they
I
made
didn't
them
know
stand
about
in the
that
regular
guy, but
line.
that guy is.
Yeah.
So why didn't the 10 girls jump the stewardess and whoop their ass real quick? You know what I mean?
Because that's an FAA violation. Shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, they
Damn.
went immediately. That's what they were expecting from them. They were expecting those young ladies to go up there and act an ass. They acted accordingly. They tweeted just like everybody else. I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at them at all.
I'm mad.
You know,
I hope
man,
they win a lawsuit or something and get some money out of this or something. Shit.
Something, but she don't need it. She can
hey,
afford
you know what?
tickets.
It doesn't matter. Fuck it. Hurt the
But it's the
business.
Let
principle.
close the door and let idiots pass.
Exactly. Let the
You know.
queens come through, baby. You hating, and you need to stop. All right, so
Hey, listen,
y'all heard
if
about
anybody who can afford a first class ticket and you're going to first class, I don't care if you're black, white, or whatever. God bless you. Good for you. Enjoy your ride. You probably earned it. Who cares? But I would never look at a person, especially a black woman, getting in first class. I would say, "Wow, babes, way to go!" You know, all right, you know, good
What
for
you mean?
you.
You'd be surprised? Like, wow. Way to
No,
go,
no,
like
no.
that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would just say, good for you. Just like I would say for anybody, good for you. You're in first
Why
class,
would you
you know?
say that to a person just because they're in first class to a black woman? Wow,
No,
wait, this
I
is
know
good.
you're referring to black. I'm not. I'm referring to anybody that goes in first class. I would say, hey, man, that's the way to go. Good for you.
it is.
Who would do that?
Anybody
Who
playing
does
on
that?
a $5,000 baccarat table, I would say, hey, man, way to go. Good for you. You can spend that kind of money.
The
Shit,
people
man.
in
Yeah.
first class don't want you to do that. They want to. They just minding their business. They don't want no other people coming and
I
saying,
don't want people
"Hey,
to.
wow, good for
Screw
you."
them, man.
I mean,
I can
Jimmy, if you
afford
see
business
me in the
class. I
airport,
can't
you can
afford
come up to
first
me
class.
and
I
say,
want to
"Good for
say good for you, man. I wish I could afford first class. You don't
Jimmy."
like it? That's like telling a celebrity, I don't like you. I don't like that you're famous.
If I'm in first class and somebody come, "Hey, wow, man, great for you," I'm going, "Ugh, get away from me."
I mean,
I would be.
so this is a
I would
cultural
be
moment,
like,
Jim.
what?
Because that's typically how black folks are gonna look at you like you crazy.
No, but I would say it to myself. I wouldn't say it
Oh
out
no,
loud.
okay, that's better. That's better.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I apologize, Mook. Yeah, yeah.
Because I say
Hey,
a lot of
Cole,
shit to
way
myself.
to go, man.
Yeah. We're like Jimmy.
All
You sound
right,
like
Mook, I
you
get it
real
now.
out
All
of
right,
character.
you think that.
You
No,
out
I
of the
would say
box,
to
bro.
myself, way to go, man. Yeah,
Oh
good for
yeah.
you. Yeah, you know.
I was gonna tell you the only person you probably have permission to do that to in America would be me, and and I'll probably tell you I got it on because I travel so fucking much. So,
Oh
I
my
got
god!
moved now. Now I'm like, hey, move, Jim. Don't you think that's wrong? And now I'm saying, yeah, that would be wrong.
yeah. We put you back in. We put you back in.
Not wrong, just a little, to be a
Yeah.
little
No, but
extra.
I would never say it out loud. That's a
I was
jerk.
like,
I
that's a
would just.
cultural moment, Jimmy. You're invading space. Just.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But in your head, you can say what the fuck you want. Hey,
That's
cutie
right.
pie, you say whatever the fuck you want in your head. You just
Yeah.
cannot say it to people at the airport.
If we could read minds, we'll be going crazy. This
Oh
crazy
yeah.
stuff
Oh yeah.
going through
Oh yeah.
people's head all day.
Hell yeah. What if that was if you could have any superpower, what would you pick?
That's right.
To fly?
To fly? All right. What you got, Jim?
About what?
Be invisible.
Yeah, I want to be
About
invisible. I can do all types of shit invisible. I could fly for free invisible. Somebody just be like, damn, there's something
Well,
heavy.
honestly, I do fly business class because I'm a big guy, and even if I
You
sat
need
in
the leg room.
premier economy, yeah, I'm a business class. I'll go business class anytime. Whenever I went to Europe, I flew business class, and I got to be honest with you, it's worth the money.
It is.
Yeah,
And
it is worth the money.
you're a member, you can fly. Like if you're a member of their Sky Miles Club or whatever they have,
Yeah,
typically they allow you to upgrade for a small amount. Like I sat in
that's
first
right.
class.
And believe it or not,
I was
yeah,
flying
believe
for
it or not, I agree with you. Because I fly Lufthansa when I go. Lufthansa is just an amazing airline.
That's
I
because you
can't
can get it
describe the
from
service.
Florida to New York, but I have to fly
Oh,
like
Florida, New York, I fly Delta.
yeah. I was gonna say Delta's my favorite because American gets you stuck in Charlotte most of the time, which is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
But
stuck with America a couple of times.
yeah,
I
I
don't know
can't
what's
fuck
going
with
on
them. But Delta's my
American
favorite
Airlines.
because
there.
because their hub is in freaking Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're flying, you got to fly through Charlotte to get to wherever you want to go. For Delta, you got to go through Atlanta, United,
Yeah, I know. That's a pain in the
Chicago,
ass, man.
So with these
And,
hubs, and another hub for
even when you're flying in Europe,
I mean,
when I fly Lufthansa, I have to go to Germany, and then from Germany you go to Ireland, England, wherever you want to go.
Oh yeah,
You'll
I like
pass it.
Lufthansa for that. Yeah.
Well, they need to
You know.
pay these people better or get better training because when you're flying and you're in the air, it's a different experience, and you're paying all this money for this ticket. It doesn't matter if you're first class or business class or whatever. Like you shouldn't be harassed in the air when you're out there flying. It should be a pleasant experience, and like
It should
I
be.
really feel like these people should be retrained and paid more or something because I'm hearing a lot about these stewardess and the treatment on the airlines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. You know what I
It's
mean?
pretty
Yeah.
abusive because they have the power.
Yeah.
They have the authority to have you arrested and thrown off of the plane because there's always
Hey,
a
look.
marshal on the plane. There's always, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So they have the
Yeah.
security on the plane. So it's almost like being behind the internet. You know,
Right.
they talk as much shit to you as they want because they know they got Big Billy back here to back them up.
Well, they also know that they can't get fired because a lot of people don't want to go to work and they need them. I know FedEx. I know a FedEx manager that literally begs them to come in, and they leave for like 3 days and don't show up, and they come in and they can't say no to them. We're not trained, and we don't have the respect we did years ago. We have no empathy. We don't really care, I mean, I saw people in New York walking over a guy that fell. I mean,
and it's crazy, right? If I could get the
we're losing our scruples.
We are. We don't have them, and I feel like if I could go back, Jimmy, I mean, I'd want to be treated like the white folk. If I'm being honest.
I want to tell you the truth. I have not looked at the girl I bought the fixtures from, and this is a true story.
Uh-huh.
I bought my kitchen fixtures from Home Depot. I made a deal, Samsung, decent stuff, nothing crazy. But the woman was a black girl. She was from the islands, and there's a lot of people from the islands in Florida. But I got to tell you, man, you know what she said to me? She turned around, she goes, "I want to thank you very much." I said, "Thank me." She said, "You have treated me like a lady and respected me and listened to me when I talk, when everybody tells me, 'What do you know?' and 'shut up.'" And I said, "Well, dear, you're the one behind the computer. Of course I'm going to respect you." She goes, "No, but I think it's more because of my color." I said, "Sweetheart, I didn't notice your color till you mentioned it to me. All I know is that you were helping me and I appreciated it. And I said, thank you. And you're a very lovely person. And I want to be as congenial to people and respectful regardless of what they are. And I'm proud of myself. I have every black woman in Lowe's calling my name when I walk in the store because I make them laugh. And I kid around with them, and they go, "Jimmy," and I'm going, "Sweetheart, how you doing? I'm not going to be in your section. You're going to miss me." We're gonna, and I make their day. They've come up to me and said, "You made my day." But it was just because she's a lady, she's a woman. Again, we must in this world all learn to be colorblind, and the problem is we've had too many bigots running this country.
Yeah.
We've had too many bad people suggesting to idiots that can't think for themselves. Well, you know what? They're over there and we're over here when we're all together. I know when I go to Publix, I see Spanish people, I see black people, I see Chinese people, I see Indian people. And I'm just a human being walking in that store like they are. And if we all thought like that, our temperament towards each other would completely change. But when you have idealistic morons making suggestions again to idiots, then they're like, "Yeah, you're right." But then when you you see that woman in Kansas, that stupid white couple that was making fun of that poor 10-year-old girl's birthday party and scaring her.
Wow.
They were crying. They were crying like two babies when they each got 15 years. And you know what? I didn't mean to do it. I wasn't thinking about it.
Shout out to Indiana for that. Shout out to Indiana for that. Yeah,
that's right. If you know the story, it was Indiana. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Kansas. I apologize to the Kansas Cityans, but I'm sorry.
No. I didn't read the story. I'm sorry. Is it Kansas?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it happened in Indiana too, but this was in Kansas.
Okay.
and a white couple with a Confederate flag. And I want to tell you something. I
Yeah,
see
but
a
where was
lot
this? Do you know where this happened?
in Kansas. They pulled over to the side of the road. A 10-year-old black girl was having a birthday party.
And they pulled over to harass this child?
And they pulled over, started throwing things, yelling at him, saying N-word and cursing at them. And next minute, you saw the white woman and the white guy in court crying, you know. And I'm like, and then when the judge went, "No, I'm sorry, you did this and you're disgraceful," and
Yeah.
I think they each got almost 15 years.
That's
Because they were reckless endangerment. It was a bunch of things.
yeah,
And
it
they
was like
had a
bullshit
prior
with this baby.
conviction. They had a prior conviction. But I notice all these tough guys, even mobsters, they act tough until you stand up to them and you stand in their face.
Yeah, and then
You know,
you're in front of a judge. Yeah.
babe, I've always stood up against tyranny, and tyranny in any shape and form, especially against another human being, because I know how to kill somebody in a split second. And I would never, ever think and imagine of doing that to a human being. I never would raise my voice to a lady or a woman ever in my life. My ex-wife threw things at me, and I still just looked at her, and you know, I walked away. She hit me in the back of her head. My head was bleeding one time, and I did nothing, man. I'm sorry, I have no.
Men can be abused as well, and you know, a lot of guys don't want to admit that they've been through something, but men can be abused as well. Yeah.
Jimmy's over here, you know,
but
he's
if you gotta do that,
an abused man.
yeah, I'm saying like he's really abused, right?
I'm a battered guy too. Me.
Yeah,
Me and Fook were abusing each other last week. Once in a while, we have these little tiffies. We abuse each other, but then next minute, hey man, I just want to, you know, I know, man, you're right. Forget it, you know, bad day.
See?
Next topic.
Oh.
Yeah, for real. So did y'all hear about Mike Epps? And I think that's why I jumped to Indiana. Did y'all hear about Mike Epps? He got caught trying to get through TSA, with
oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Why to bring that strap on the plane?
He did.
Said he got to protect himself. He said, "Shit, I need to make sure I'm okay." But I'm
that ain't what he said. He said it was a mistake.
Oh, he's saying it was a mistake, man.
He was like, my bad, I had it on me.
Did his security leave
that's
him?
crazy,
Can he
right?
not pay his security no more? What's going on? He got that hit show on Netflix. He got money, you know what I mean? I don't know what's really happening with that.
He probably got broads screaming, "You my baby daddy."
He probably got broads, men on him. I don't know. He said, I need to keep a gun with me. That's crazy.
Yeah, for a rich person to have to carry around a gun is crazy. But nowadays, who the fuck can you trust?
Yeah, but when you're getting on the plane, you know you can't do that. With a loaded
I know, but he was carrying it.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy move. You really can.
According to him. I mean, you got to think about it. If you fly often, you already know when you go through the checkpoint, they searching everything you got. I tried to take on a whatchamacallit tool by mistake. You know, one of those Swiss Army knife tools that have everything on it.
Okay, that's different. Yeah. They'll see. Okay, yeah, throw it out.
Yeah,
but
or
they got me coming back with a razor knife, a utility knife, like a switchblade.
Yeah.
And they told me, "Oh, you know, you're not allowed to." I said, "Guys, take it. I got it. I understand."
Even in the situation with Joel Santana when he got caught with the gun, yeah, of course, he said it was a mistake, but at the same time,
he knew he had the gun on.
He went to prison. Mistakes. Because you made a mistake, that doesn't mean you're not, you don't have to pay the consequences of what happened. You feel me?
I mean, typically what they tell you is go put it in your bag, check it in your bag. So if he had the opportunity to go off and check it in the bag, then he was good to go. Because that's what they told me. They said either you can check it in the bag or you can leave it in your car. You got to take it outside. You can keep it if you want, but you got to find a place to keep it until either A, you come back, or B,
so basically, it's not a criminal thing right now.
Well, right now there's no charges being launched.
Okay,
but
maybe So
maybe it was a mistake. I mean, he travels enough to know. Like
I'm sure it was a mistake, but at the same time, like I said with Joel Santana, that was a mistake too. And then he realized, I got the gun, and he tried to run because he forgot the gun was in the bag, but then they caught him later or whatever else. Maybe that's why.
Wait. Tell me Jules' story. Let me see if it's similar to Mike's.
He was headed somewhere. He was at the airport in New York, I think, too, actually. And they put his bag through the thing, and they seen he had a gun in it. And then I'm not sure the super details on it, but he ended up running from the airport and hopped in the cab and got up out of there, basically. But they knew they had his bag, so they.
Yeah, his gun may not have been legal.
Well, it's
and in the state
illegal
of
to
New York,
carry
you're not
any
really
gun,
supposed
even.
to have guns. In Indianapolis, you can travel with guns. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's just different
If you have
situation.
a gun registered, you can travel. But if it's like, in certain states like New York or even Washington, D.C., well, shit, in D.C., it's not on D.C. property, so you can carry your gun through your checked bag.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're thinking, if you're flying out of Chicago and you ain't got the proper paperwork, you shouldn't be carrying it. If you're flying out of New York, Philly,
You're going to jail.
Yeah, you're going to jail. So that's why he had to split and run. Dude was flying probably, and he probably had his paperwork. All I can think is he had his paperwork, and he was good to.
Okay, so then the next thing is like, why does he have to have a gun on him? Well, I don't know. I guess because you think about like other comedians, you think they got a loaded weapon on them. Maybe we don't know. But that's just so
Hey, a lot of them do.
Hey,
a lot of them do.
After what happened and what we're going to talk about later, after Will Smith got smacked the shit out of him, I see why he carry a gun. Shit.
Good point. Good point.
One second.
Mike ain't that big.
Well, I like Mike Epps. Hopefully, hopefully he'll be all right. I don't want him to go to jail, and I'm just saying, gotta be careful out here. I like Mike Epps a lot, and that show, The Upshaws, real good show. Real good show.
He ain't trying to be arrested. He probably had his shit together. It was just, rushing, getting to the airport. Maybe after his show, he had a nice after party. He was up till 3. You know what I'm saying? He had to catch the plane about 8. And so it's just, when you get up late, which he probably did, you're rushing. And I'm just thinking he just did it by mistake. Because there ain't no way that you that stupid. And if he didn't have the proper paperwork or anything, then you would think he would have ran.
His old ass camera.
It could have been an illegal gun.
If it wasn't an illegal gun, he would be in jail.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Who the heck knows why he ran? It's just stupid. Hey, guys, I forgot my paperwork. I didn't realize I had it on me. You can have actually in the airport, there's safes where you could put these things in a safe as long as it's discharged and unloaded. And when you get out of the airport, they bring it to you. In New York, you're allowed to fly a gun on a special transport, and you can transport it to any state you want, but you're not allowed in New York, New Jersey, Chicago, and a couple of other states. You cannot have a gun, period, in your luggage, your storage luggage, or your carry-on. You can't have anything. You have a permit or not,
A lot of these laws are messed up because if you got, you got a job, you're in the public, or everybody knows basically who you are. You should be allowed to protect yourself to a certain extent.
Well, no, there is security. Like there is security people that are allowed to have guns and stuff like that. I mean, there's an armed person, on every plane. There's an airport cop.
There's U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, they're U.S. Marshals, Air Marshals. And these guys, nobody realizes there ain't going to be no guy getting up. You're getting shot. The guy's going to turn around and shoot you the minute you put up a knife or anything or cause anything. And
these entertainers, a lot of them come from urban areas, dangerous areas. They go back to visit. They might be by themselves sometimes. They want to keep something to protect themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like, there should be laws to protect them against, if I get caught with a gun, I go to jail type of stuff. Unless, you got involved in some criminal activity, obviously. But it's like these guys are just trying to protect themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And stay alive. Crazy. That's it.
Hey, Mook, Bush, I agree with you, man.
Because unfortunately, some of the best food is in urban areas, So you got to go down there to get something.
Sometimes the girl they like is in the areas too.
Yeah, he probably wanted to go someplace to get some food. In Indianapolis, I've been there. It's fun, but it's still not a majority black state. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Mike Epps said, "I ain't going out like no sucker.
and he didn't plan
Blow
on
your top off. You fuck with me."
Hey, but you're right, Mook. Who the hell knows sometimes? All these people, even when I was going to do that show with that guy, John Tapper, and George, every single person, John Tapper, they all carry guns because they get a lot of threats from people. So who the hell
Yeah,
knows, man?
yeah.
I think there is. I think there's a law, but again, who the hell knows? I
This
just
makes
want
me
to
like
the
Mike
way he
Epps more
ran,
though.
man.
This makes me a bigger fan of Mike Epps. He protected himself
hey,
when
he
he got
gangster
to
with
the
it.
oldest dude.
Hey, he out of Chicago though. You know what I'm saying? He gangster with it. I ain't mad at him.
He out the net, man.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He is out the nap. Yeah, he do gotta protect himself at home. Shit. Too many people know him. Too many people know him. What's up, Established? Thanks for joining us. Established says he was off the lean and not thinking. That could be true. I'm telling you, he got up early. He was running. There was some bullshit.
Yeah, he forgot.
He forgot.
We
Just forgot.
don't want him to get locked up. It was a mistake.
Yeah, and nobody wants to get locked up. Shit. Yeah, he is out of Indianapolis. My bad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he out the net.
And then he be trying to make it sound all hood and everything. Maybe I just didn't visit the hood. But it's almost like being from Cali or New York and like going to see these other hoods in the other parts of the country. And not to take anything away from them, they just don't seem like hoods to me.
Well, I've seen some places that seem like hoods.
Yeah.
In Memphis and
Memphis, Chicago. I've seen the hoods of Memphis, Chicago. Yeah.
Chicago.
But like Rhode Island didn't really have a hood.
You said Rhode Island?
Yeah.
We had the Hill. Shout out to the Hill.
Shout out to Tiny Hill. Hey. So look, did y'all hear about the woman that allegedly stabbed her 3 children to death? And now her twin sister is charged with the same crime.
Man, what the fuck? That's some weird family shit.
That's in Texas, man.
Oh,
and unfortunately, I have to report.
That shows you the shit follows in your genes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's horrible, man.
Yeah.
I know that's horrible.
It's very horrible because I can't even imagine. It just happened a few days ago.
Oh, that's sad. So.
Yep. In Dallas, 25-year-old Shamaya Hall has been charged with 3 counts of capital murder and being held with a $6 million bond. I probably can't afford that. I don't even know why they gave.
That's a black girl.
Yeah, she's a black girl.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of the kids?
No, I didn't see the picture of the kids, but I know that their ages range from 13 months to 6 years old.
Yeah, and the mental illness ran in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely, bro.
Yeah. For her and her twin to think that that's appropriate, though? Because her twin sister did the same damn thing. She went and killed.
But the problem is, like, they seen the signs and they still let, I know it's the mother. You can't take the children from the mother, but
you have to sometimes if they're not right.
Yeah, if you see them type of signs and that type of, I don't know what type of deep depression she was in or what type of whatever, because obviously it was something. Even bipolarism needs to be watched close around them kids. You know what I mean? All that
bro, you never know, man. Just some people they're not all there, man. And when people are traumatized and we don't know what her situation is, but people have to be traumatized through their whole life to hold that aggression towards your children, regardless of it being a psychological profile in the family. She had to be at some point in her life traumatized because that's the only thing that takes you, that you become diabolical like that.
Where you just,
what I mean, Malik?
So CPS was on, there's the rest of the story. I'm sorry. You guys know I'm with my memory. But CPS came to take the kids, and rather than give the kids to CPS, she killed them.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if she grew up in CPS's system, though, she may know something we don't.
Did she kill herself too?
No.
No, she just killed the kids.
Beloved. Remember Beloved? That was written by Toni Morrison?
Yeah,
so that book was
vaguely.
so that book was about Sethel Suggs, and she killed her own children in order to prevent them from going back to Sweetwater, which was the plantation they were from. Mm-hmm. She would rather kill those kids than allow them to go through.
That's pretty radical.
They said that was a true story, right?
So. Yeah, well, no, I don't think that's a true story. I'm not sure. It may have been based on a true story. I'll have to do some research on that. But I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like, so she was living on a plantation. Her master was raping her. She was going through hard times, and people just cannot go through that. They just can't. And so she snapped. And now I ask the question, are twins really connected? Because the both of them did it. One was not stronger than the other. The both of them did it. What's up, James? Thanks for joining.
Shout out James for sure. Like I said, somebody in the family seen the mental illness, the issues, and unfortunately, it's nobody to blame in these type of situations. It's just fucked up. But
it's very fucked up.
We gotta be close to each other and see these type of things, especially when kids is involved, and try to step in and do whatever we can, because
in order to help.
There had to. You telling me there was no type of signs of like any type
I'm
of
sure
weird,
there were
crazy
signs. The kids were being picked up by CPS. So you knew there was signs.
Who the hell knows? Something bad had to be going down there for her to be irrational in such a manner to kill her kids. And just think, who the hell knows what was going through her head. But obviously she's not all there. I would have done anything. I would have got a pro bono lawyer, and there's plenty of them that would help in that situation.
Jimmy, that's hard to find for a person of color sometimes. A pro bono.
Where's the fathers at?
Well, if you've seen what's been going on with even George Floyd situation, and that lawyer has out for his community and people, any state, anywhere. He will get you help, and he will help you in your case. Really a very remarkable person, because he does a lot of stuff for free, and I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, that woman could have got help, yes. I don't know if you mentioned that man. He's a very well-spoken guy. He doesn't speak out in rhythms and like a preacher. He talks very civil, and he makes a lot of sense. And he actually has helped George Floyd and all these big cases that are coming out. That poor kid that got killed by those cops, blown away. I mean, there's some ridiculous stuff going on out there. We talked about this, Mook. Kid getting shot unarmed, and 5-6 cops, like I said, if he's doing something bad, shoot him in the leg. Stop him.
Yeah.
He's unarmed. You blow the guy away. This guy has been popping up on all these cases, and I'm really glad, because, a lot of these people cannot afford, these lawyers, and they're doing the right thing for these families.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Jimmy, they know some goods on the other end.
I got to disagree with you on one thing. The preacher talk, one of my favorite orators, sounds like a preacher, and that's Mr. Barack Obama, or former president.
Oh, well, listen. Wait a minute.
I love it when he speaks.
I want to tell you, he might rhyme, but I don't think he preaches. And to me, he's the third. For me, people ask me who the 3 best presidents are in the United States. I will always say Abraham Lincoln, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama.
Have
Those
you ever
3
heard
men.
Barack speak live?
What?
Have you ever heard him speak live?
I read all about him and listened to him when he was a senator in Chicago, dear.
Okay.
I knew about him when he was in Columbia University. He graduated at one of the highest in his class, and guess what? Guess what law he studied? Constitutional law. If there's any law in this world that's not a lot of money, it's constitutional law.
Yeah, facts.
But he actually is a very,
he sounded like a preacher to me when I heard him speaking at the Democratic
No, I agree with
Convention.
you, but he's so direct and focused. I really can't say that he's preaching. I just think that he's monetarily just perfect as far as a speech maker.
But Martin Luther King went up there.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he's preaching
either.
Martin
Luther King wasn't a preacher either. I think he talked
for his I Have a Dream speech, he went up there and said, like, he felt like he said he threw away his speech because he had written it at the Willard Motel in DC, or hotel, excuse me.
Right.
Space.
Right.
And after he wrote that speech, he tore it up because he realized he wasn't going to use it. And he went up there and he preached from the heart. That's what he said he was going to do. And he went up there and he started with I Have a Dream. And then it just went. And it was a beautiful orated speech.
But did you see how he brought people together? But do you know how he brought people together? I want to tell you something also about Barack Obama. When all the black leaders and the pastors were coming up to him, he denied them. He said, gentlemen, we are not separatists. This is what he told all these preachers. He said, we're United States citizens and we're going to unite this country. And I don't want help from anyone, white people, black people. He didn't get help from anyone. He preached his own story and brought in his own mechanism. And he's one of the only presidents in the United States that was a president for the people. Bill Clinton was a president for the people. Abraham Lincoln was probably the greatest person for the people. He had slaves. He was an alcoholic. I can take you to the bar. Mook, there's a bar in New York where Abraham Lincoln was used to hang out and drink. He owned breweries. But one thing he didn't do is he didn't go against the people in the United States, and he wanted unity. And he got murdered for it. Clinton was, again, another great president for the people. But Barack Obama had the second best rated economy in the United States history next to Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton and him are the top two. And if they listened to Barack about getting everybody a license that was illegal to help pay taxes, we would have been out of our deficit and had surplus. Bill Clinton wanted to give every single American, even if you were unborn, $1,500, but the Republican Congress and Senate turned it down. That's how much surplus we had with Bill Clinton. Obama was put into one of the most hardest conditions with the furloughs of investments into the banking system. And if it wasn't for him, the whole country would have collapsed. We would have went into a recession. I don't know how we didn't, but yeah. Barack Obama is probably, to me, one of the best presidents this country ever had. Well-spoken, respected by his peers in every single country, even Russia. People, I got mad at a guy the other day. Listen to this story, true story. Person goes, yeah, Barack Obama, look at how Putin came in and took Odessa. He did that. When a guy gets inaugurated and you're into your job for a week, it's not your responsibility that Russia did. But did you see Russia go any further when they wanted to make a land bridge to Crimea? You know what Obama said? He gave him a map and a line on that map. The Swedish, Finland, Polish, and American army were at Russia's border within a second. And he said, Putin, you cross that line, NATO is on you. He also reunited NATO. And we can't take away the fact that Bill Clinton also did that in a great stature. That's why Putin is he's pulling the Gorbachev. I mean, not the Gorbachev. What the heck's his name? In '63, Khrushchev. Not Khrushchev. Who's the guy? You know who the Russian leader was back then?
Hell no, I wasn't around in '63.
Oh, come on, babe. I'm feeling old, man. Damn. No, but you want to know something? One of the greatest. And a guy in a bar. The guy in a bar. I just finished a bar. You didn't work on Henry Steakhouse. And the guy sitting to me goes, you know what I don't like about this guy? He always bitches about his blackness. And you know what I said to him? I said, that's because nobody ever bitched about his whiteness. And he shut right the fuck up. I said, so if people were bitching about his whiteness, wouldn't he have said something? But guess what? The guy brought himself to rated as one of the highest bridge marks in Columbia University. You know how hard Columbia University is and the studies to become.
I do. But Jimmy, I gotta take you off of the I gotta take you off of the Obama the Democratic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I going on?
Man, I let you go for about 10 minutes, bro.
Oh, babe, I'm sorry, man. I just, you know what? That guy man, he's awesome.
I pulled out my bell. I was about to hit the bell and reclaiming my time. Yeah, we was gonna reclaim some shit. But
damn.
Dude.
Mook is loving it though, because you're an Obama lover too, right, bro?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a
I
lot of
voted for
respect
him.
for that
I can
guy.
admit that I voted for him and I helped campaign for him and all of that. But the second term, I ain't see what he was doing. The first term, I got to meet him. He used to live around the corner from where I worked, and it was so.
Seriously, so you met him?
Yeah, I met him several times. I've even beaten him for parking spaces.
Wow,
Fuck that! Look, we had to fight on Capitol Hill.
that's so funny, man.
So one of my coworkers, funny story. One of my coworkers, he was racing Obama for the parking space, and he did some rude shit to get in or whatever. I think Obama beat him to the parking space. And then he
Holy
came back
shit!
around and he knocked on his window and he was like, yo, man. And Obama was like, hey. So I think Obama won the parking space. But the next day, because my coworker looked a little, he had big eyes, you know, and so he looked a little intimidating. So the funny part about it is Obama got security the next day. He had
Wow,
Secret Service. He wasn't playing with us.
wow, that's crazy, man.
So that's how Obama got his Secret Service. And then he would walk through the park. We'd see him all the time.
Yeah, you know, I really I admire him as a very sophisticated, very smart guy. He really is. He really. A lot of people have a lot of criticism towards him because he brought up the deficit, and that's not true. But besides it, you can't tell a moron things that happen because they're still going to believe in their moron things. But yeah, he was great, man.
Yeah, he was. He was. I thought my husband was asking if I wanted sushi. He was just telling me to shush with his rude self. Go away. Go away. Beat it. So look, let's get into tonight's topics, man. So what we want to start with? Chris Rock or Quavo? Where we want to go first?
Chris Rock, man.
Chris Rock. All right. Did everybody watch the show?
Yeah.
I see it. You saw it, Jim?
Yep.
You saw the Netflix special?
You saw the Netflix special?
Hey, you know, who's better than him to say what he said? You know, he's brushing this off. I ain't gonna cry like a baby.
But he
It's over and
did.
done.
But he did. He cried for like 20 minutes like a little girl.
No, he didn't.
He was crying. He kept bringing it up.
Where?
Will smack the shit
In the
out of me. I
Netflix
can't
show?
do him. I'm too small. Like, come
He
on,
was
bruh.
he was explaining how much his wife is a whore and how she messed up and she was banging his son's, his son's best friend.
Okay,
He
so he goes
exposed
through
it. He
all of
went
that.
all in.
Yeah, and he went all in. He called that woman all type of everything but a child of God. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just being mad disrespectful. I ain't mad if Will.
I don't see that crying though. You saying that's crying? That's
He
not
was
crying.
crying.
That's
He was totally crying because why does this material have to be about Will Smith if you over it? I don't fight in front of white people. Okay, but you
I didn't like
crying
that,
in front of them.
I didn't like when he said that.
Yeah,
he crying for
I know what you're saying, Malik. I know what
he
you're
was
saying.
a little bitch. He was
he really went in, I think, and he showed some balls with that situation.
Because when Will sees him again, hopefully Will beat the fuck out of him. He ain't got shit to lose. He already been ejected from the academy.
Will ain't gonna touch him again.
Oh, they did eject him, right?
Yeah, he got ejected from the academy. He ain't got shit else
Yeah,
to do.
he's not. Yeah, he's completely out. Right.
Will ain't gonna touch him. Will's
probably over him, but he's still on Will. Like, let this shit go. If you didn't care,
he's using
like
his power.
Why we gotta hear about it?
He's using his power as the biggest comedian in the world to go ahead and attack him, and that's what it is. It was great. He using his power.
Nah, he was acting like a bitch. He was a straight up little coward bitch.
He said, what did he say, Jimmy? He said, he said,
keep your.
He said, I've been slapped.
My wife's name out of your mouth.
That's what he said. Because he'd been going on Jada for years. He had been going on Jada for years.
But he
dude was tired of he disrespected his wife in public. His whole comedy skit was about fucking the Smiths. I'm sorry, go ahead. I keep cutting.
No, it wasn't. And he explained how Jada started it by trying to have him quit the job for Will because Will wasn't nominated or some shit. Like he's saying basically Jada opened that door, to bring him into their life basically.
But
Wanted
he got
him
Why
to.
was he? Did he have a movie up? Did he have a movie up?
No, so Jada was mad that Will Smith wasn't nominated.
Years ago.
Concussion.
Oh, for the movie, the King.
Concussion.
Concussion.
It was concussion.
Oh, Concussion. Right.
So he was pissed, or they were
He
pissed.
was actually pretty good in that movie.
He was. And then, so he asked, or Jada went to Chris Rock and was like, yo, you need to step down because my husband's not nominated. I agree with Chris. That's some bullshit. If you see me trying to get my bag, you need to stay out my way.
Mind your business. Yeah, that has nothing to do with me.
But he's been going on this woman for so many years. When does he ever let up?
He's a comedian. He goes in on everybody. Personally, Odom was in the crowd. He was like crackhead. Odom laughing.
Yeah,
That's what Chris Rock. He does that. You feel me? But Will got this bravado, whatever. And you know what? He's hurt because his wife was banging his son's best friend. He's hurt.
I get it.
He's damaged goods.
Chris Rock?
No, Will Smith.
Jada was banging supposedly.
Yes, bang bang. Ain't no supposedly. She said it on the thing. She called it entanglement. That's why Chris Rock was like, "I'm not in no entanglement."
I mean, some of his points of view were right, but why didn't he say that in the paper instead of going on Netflix to do a show, which was damn near 70-80% about the Smiths?
Well, I disagree. I think the last 10, 15 minutes,
man. This is Hollywood, man.
He's Hollywood, and it's just too much.
What do you think people is checking and buying them tickets for that show? They knew it was time for him to say something. He's a comedian.
He should have been said something. If he felt that offended, he should have been said something. How you wait a year later?
Will Smith never won an Academy Award, but I know he was nominated a couple of times.
Yeah,
didn't he win for me?
No. Only way he's gonna win now is if he do a gay movie. But that's another story. He's out of there. He's not gonna ever win nothing. He's done. I think
he's done with the Academy.
Yeah.
But I saw Emancipation, and for him to talk about emancipation, massive whooping. That was just cooning. That was straight fucking cooning. I don't care what nobody says. That was straight.
No, because he got the shit slapped out of him on stage, and he said he should have reacted there. I definitely agree with that. That was crazy, but
he waited a whole fucking year to complain.
At the same time, he got the right to talk about it. You know what I mean?
If I was Chris Rock, I would have put an inverted chop in there and stopped his punch and smack. That's what I was wondering. Why the hell didn't the guy do an inverted chop?
I don't know, Jimmy Will. Jimmy Will's bigger than you. He practiced martial arts and stuff. I think he probably get you.
He probably could.
You might have wanted to do the Chris Rock thing. If Will slapped you, you might.
Bro, guess what?
And the sad part about it is,
I'm sorry. When you study, when you become a 4th-degree black belt in anything that you study, there is a refusal of anything. I fought Steven Seagal's #1 student, and that guy was a badass, but I got the best of him. And I'm talking about he could do spinning kicks 8 feet in the air. This guy was a bad dude, but I was determined. I'm not going down. I won't. I had my teeth knocked out of my mouth, but I ain't going down.
Not a fighter. Every man is not fighters.
But I wouldn't let Will Smith touch me, man. The bigger you are, the harder you are to fall. The easier you are to take out.
But
one
Chris
point
is
that
not
he
the
made
fighter.
was he's not. He's a little dude. One point he did make was like this Negro. He talked about Will. He said he started Muhammad Ali. I was Pookie.
Exactly. Will, and the thing is, Will was selective too. Chris was right about that. Will selective with that.
Chris has been selective. This coon let somebody say the N-word in front of him like 5 times.
Yeah. That was. Well, like I said, he's not a fighter. What you want him to do? Jump up and get his ass beat?
All he had to do was say, "This is disrespectful, guys." I got something. He could have walked up.
I don't care what anybody says. Will Smith should have never done anything. He would have never said anything. He should have never said anything. He just should have.
The question is, do you think Chris Rock got his revenge and this basically should be over? Like, like because he called out his wife. He really went in on the family.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's
man,
like
big
fair,
time.
like they leveled now basically.
I think Will's gonna respond back with something, or he may just leave it. I mean, it's not like the Smiths don't have millions of dollars in the bank. He could retire and be just comfortable.
Yeah, he's not worried about money,
He
but
ain't
at the
worried
same
about money.
time, a man's pride, obviously, because you seen what he did. He rushed the stage. You do that when you hurt and you affected, and money can't save that. Money can't help them feelings that you get when you feel like a man is disrespecting you and your family, and
Exactly.
really like if a comedian up there, shoot, that's a different situation.
You
Your
see
wife
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
banging,
but he was.
your wife
Hey,
banging your son's best friend, and he's chained in the house and just banging on your wife all the time, probably fellatio, who knows, all the things that's happening in your house with your son's, friend. That's crazy.
It
That's
is. It
another
is.
level.
I can understand he
And
was hurt, and that's why Chris should have backed the fuck up. He shouldn't have kept
yeah, I
going
mean, Chris might have went a little too far, but
on.
I just would have never exposed myself. I would have said something. I would have. All he has to do is whisper in his publicist's ear and make a mockery of Chris Rock. Chris. And yeah, that's what I would have done. Something more sophisticated and classy, and I would have put him
yeah,
down.
we know what you would have
Comedians are
done.
comedians, but when you start talking about somebody's wife subjectively like that, hey, guess what? The man is an animal and he's
You're
got no
fair. You're
class.
And then when
fair
you
game.
do that, you touch somebody. Guess what? It's open for me to talk shit about you and your wife still on a bigger platform and really concentrate on y'all motherfuckers. Hey,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I get that, man.
Don't think that most of the blogs that I've read agree with me. Chris is cooning. He's a coon.
okay.
He let people call him the N-word while sitting right in front of him and
Yeah, I
talk
didn't
about
think that.
the N-word.
Well,
But he's
guess
been like
what?
that for years. He's been
Maybe he
like that.
wasn't
Yeah, but
offended
you
by
want to
that.
know something? I've had a lot of
Everybody
people
don't.
say a lot of.
Hmm?
I've had a lot of people say a lot of derogatory and very bad things to me and call me. I mean, I'm talking about
But do
down
you
to
stand
you.
there and encourage it, Chris? Do you stand there and encourage it though, Jimmy?
No, no. What I
Exactly. And
do
that's what
is
he
I look
does.
at that person and I laugh, but I believe in the harut. I believe in karma. That I believe that if I go after that person and try to strike him, I'm being just as bad as him if he's saying something foul and disrespectful. I'd rather not.
And what
I
about the
could. I
black?
would like to. I would like to. Yeah, I would like to.
Okay,
First of all,
Chris is cooling, but at the
And what
same
about the
time,
fact that he's talking about he's killing black kids? I'll pay for any abortion. I done spent a lot on abortions. Like, what kind of shit is that to say?
yeah, no.
well, that's another story.
No, but that's
Yeah.
what. Yes,
No, but
it ain't
I know
about
what
Will
you're
Smith, but
saying.
like
I
he said
believe
a lot
showing
of
his
bad
character.
shit.
You're showing his character.
He did. He
You're
only
explaining
dated
his character.
23-year-old
Right.
women. This man is 50
Mhm.
something. These women that you're dating are the same age as your kids. And I don't care, if she's over 21 or 18, I don't give a fuck. I really don't, because it's not my business. He running enough game to be able to get them. I got some money. But, yeah.
The
He just
fact
does
that
too much. He's doing too much.
that promotion, that abortion thing was kind of crazy. It went a
Yeah,
little
he was
crazy.
foul. He was foul. And there were a couple of jokes I laughed at. Don't get me wrong. He's a funny guy, right? But there were certain things that I looked at him like he's like he's effing out his mind. Like he is literally out of his mind.
Yeah, he gets a little bad sometimes. I know he's a dirty comedian. I don't think he's dirtier than Eddie Murphy. I mean, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's funny though, and I've watched all of his comedy. I ain't never
Yeah,
heard
I mean,
anything about
delirious.
abortion.
That was on the other night. I got to tell you, man, I'm laughing about it just thinking about it. Some of the shit that he
Which one?
said when he did that Elvis. You ever see him do that Elvis? Lemonade is that coolest fishing drink. Man, he's awesome. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I
He's
know. Yeah,
talented.
Chris Rock. He's funny. He's funny.
If you
But I
if
mean,
you
no,
messing with comedians, You
I
got to
mean,
know what's
what's his
coming
name?
at
It's
you.
from Eddie Murphy.
Wait. One
But
at a
you're
time,
right.
guys.
Chris Rock's. Yeah, Chris Rock's a wussy, man.
Yeah. What you got to say, Bush?
Now, I said if you mess with a comedian, then especially if you're a high profile, big name, and you got to know your family's vulnerable and everybody else is vulnerable, they're going to
I
come
mean, we
at
get
you.
it.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. But like, is Chris ready for what's gonna come back?
I hope so.
Because Will
Shit.
Smith
That's
had
on
walked
him.
up on that stage. So he went to Jada's home city to do this, right? He went to Baltimore. And if Will Smith had been in the audience, because Philly from Baltimore is like a little, and walked up on that stage and smacked the shit out of him
That's
again.
interesting. He went to her city to do it. It was
Yeah, he's an
packed.
asshole. A whole asshole. Like, how much you gonna rub in her face?
No, he's a man whose pride is hurt and got the shit slapped out of him in front of the
On
whole wide.
national
Yeah,
TV.
that's embarrassing. I got to be honest with you. Yes, that's very embarrassing. Yeah,
I'm
that's
But how
embarrassed
extremely
for
embarrassed was
my
embarrassing.
city.
Will? How embarrassed was Will when he kept bringing up the fact that this woman was messing
Man,
with August
please.
Alsina?
He need to
I
get
just
over
can't
it.
believe what you're telling me about Will Smith's wife screwing his sons.
Yeah, she was banging,
You
bang,
know,
bang, bang, bang.
I'm
August
sorry,
Alsina.
man. And
Yeah,
she
she
didn't
was.
look too happy at that thing. She was like,
No,
she
she was
had a
pissed.
puss on her face.
Will even laughed at the joke, right? Will laughed at the joke. And
Yeah,
then
Will was laughing. I think that
he was laughing, and Jada looked at him and was like, if you don't check this mom. And that's when he
who do you
said,
think wears the
stop talking
pants in
about my
that
wife.
family?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
All right, so we got like what 4 minutes left. Let's talk about Quavo. Should he testify in Takeoffs case? I'm gonna let you start this one off, Bush.
Nah, I really feel like Quavo never been known as a gangster or nothing. He been a rapper forever, and this is a serious case. I wouldn't hold it against him if he testifies. I wouldn't. Who cares? I don't care. It's like I'm not involved in the criminal world, and he's not either. If he testifies because he watched his nephew get killed, and if he goes and testifies, I don't find that. I don't think
Oh,
that should
he's not
affect
the
his
big.
career. You
And,
know what I
and let's
mean?
take it to the fact that it's a certain level. It's your family. Like I watched my
Exactly.
nephew get murdered in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So yeah, I agree. He should testify. He should do everything he can to help with the prosecution of the fools that shot and cut down that young man's life. Which
Exactly.
yeah,
It's
Jim,
just
you look like you were gonna say
I got to
something.
tell you something. This is a very serious thing because, again, this guy is not a rat in any way because he's not associated with those people. Why would
Exactly.
I say he's not? Because I'm not associated with mobsters and I can't stand them. But if somebody does something to me, as I've told them many times when they threaten me, I would say, listen and listen good. I'm not in your business. I have nothing to do with you. And if you do anything to me, I'm going to knock your teeth right out of your mouth and I will call the police on you
But Jim,
because
you got
I
a
am not a
skill
criminal.
set.
I'm not a mobster. I'm
You
going
got
to
a
take
special.
your teeth.
You got a special skill set, though,
I'm
Jim.
going to take your
Everybody
teeth
ain't got
out of
that.
your mouth and then I'm going to call the cops and have you arrested for threatening.
Hey, you're an anomaly. Everybody can't do that. Some folk got to pay up. Shit. I mean,
yeah, but I'm talking about in Quavo's career. He got a rap career that makes a lot of money, and if he does testify, some people might say, "Oh, he's a rat," and some people might stop. It might affect his money real drastically, but I'm hoping that
How
a
are
lot
you?
of
it's
people are
family.
mature enough to realize.
It's a whole different
Hey,
atmosphere
Booth,
because it's family.
hey, you guys live in this country, right?
Oh, fast.
Now, either if we don't like it or we like it, do you follow the laws in this country? You're a
Yes.
law-abiding citizen, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so when you are doing illegal things, people will turn around and say, "Oh, this guy's going to rat me out." Well, guess what? If I saw somebody breaking the law, I mean, there's one thing that I wouldn't call the cops on, and that's a guy trying to grab a girl. Like in Walmart, like if I'm in Walmart and these two guys are trying to grab a girl, and kidnap a woman, then you're dead. I mean, I'm going to kill you right then and there. When the cops come, I murdered them. I saw them taking the woman. Look at her. She's hysterical. Yeah, those guys are not going to make it. But
Mhm.
I got to be honest with you, I'm a law-abiding citizen. And if you do something wrong and I know it, I'm going to report it. And that doesn't make me a rat. That makes me a person that believes in righteousness. And hey, you know what? Fuck you. You want to go through some illegal shit? This is what you're going to get when you do it. Because I'm
Jimmy, I
not
do
doing
illegal
illegal
shit every
shit.
day.
I'm not doing anything illegal to another human being or robbing anybody or doing any shit. Fuck you. You're a thief. You're a lowlife. You're a criminal and you're a murderer. Fuck you. I saw it. This is what went down. You better believe it.
See, now I break the law every day because I damn sure I do the speed limit sometimes, and sometimes I'm in a rush. You know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of things that I do that probably I may, quick tap at a stop sign to keep the party moving, but so I break the law every day. I can't even lie.
Man, that's not what we're
But how are
talking
you
about.
breaking the law? Little things?
Yeah.
Okay, so little things are not making you a criminal.
I'm a
I mean,
speeder.
okay. Hey, listen, I took a piece of lumber out of Lowe's the other day that was $98, and the one next to it was $42. So there was no sticker on it. I took a picture of the one for $42. I went up to the counter, and she said, "Oh, $42." Yeah, I said, "There's the SKU. I didn't have a SKU on it." I didn't take the SKU off. There was no SKU on it. Did I?
Jimmy, you just
I'm
admitted to
sorry,
larceny.
Okay,
Jimmy. I'm have to
listen.
report you.
I wasn't
Yeah,
hurting
it's a
anybody by
larceny
trying to
like
save
online.
$50.
I'm have to report you on that for real.
All right, Malik. We're all doing our little dirty deeds.
I'm going to report both of y'all.
I've taken a couple of erasers out of tables a couple of times. I'm not going to go tell a priest.
Bush is
Yeah,
the
Bless
you
you,
first
got to
person
Father,
grow
to
for
up.
charge
I
a rat.
sinned. I
All I'm
stole
saying
2
is,
erasers out of stables.
you got to grow up. That's all. This whole culture of like everybody's a mobster, everybody's a gangster. No, there's normal
Yeah,
human
man.
beings, and if somebody
That
sees
can't
something
fight.
that's trouble and they want to get it and they want to do the right thing, abide by the laws, that's what they're supposed to do. We can't
Bro,
label everybody as a rat and all this bullshit.
Mook, I have
If
to
they,
pay taxes. Malik has to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes. Guess what? Fuck you. You're getting up every day in the morning, driving like the Wicked Witch of the West to get to your job. Yes or no, sir? Put the light down. Yeah, we'll tell you, where do you want this? Oh, we'll set up the rack. And at the end of the week, they're banging you over the head, but you're going home a proud man, sending out your rent and paying your bills. So, yeah, you have the right. You're not no rat. You're a person that's doing what you got to do to survive. But because you want the easy way out, or you want to punk out, kill somebody, hey, fuck you. You take somebody's life, man, I don't give a shit. You're pissing me off. I know you did it. Pray I don't find out, because everybody's going to know about it. You better believe it, man.
Wow, Jimmy.
Another person that kills another person in this life, in this world, it's going to get either karma gets them or somebody's going to get you. But we have great people that yeah, that's right.
He may whoop your ass before he reports you.
That's right, man.
Man, I think this was a great show.
Hey, listen,
guys.
I got to tell you, with New York, I carried shampoo blades and throwing stars. I used to show people. I used to have sawdust and sand in between my fingers with dental floss. And I used to go into clubs, and I wasn't going to.
You are a maniac.
Bro, I
And
just
I'm going to report that too.
dusted a couple of people, and away we went, man.
Damn, Jimmy. Damn. And before we let you,
oh yeah, I can tell you some ninja stuff that would flip you out. Man.
No. Before we admit to anything else, or
we'll talk about that on Mob Tales.
Yeah.
On Mob Tales, all right. Am I getting into my Mob Tale session here? Or am I acting a little too into that shit?
Nah,
I'm sorry, that.
I'm having a good time. I love hanging out with you guys on Wednesday night.
What are you smoking, bro?
It is a light oil, and it is from Florida. It's a Florida oil, and I got to be honest with you, it kicks my ass. It's got to be a sativa, because I'm going to go in and do renderings and drawings tonight. I'm going to play my guitar for 2 hours.
Jeez, Jimmy. It's 10 o'clock at night almost.
As you can see, there they are, hanging on the wall, some of them.
Nice.
One day I'm going to have to get a concert. But look, y'all, thanks for joining us again for another episode of The Panel. We appreciate you coming in. And for those that will be looking at us later, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow
Thank you guys, man.
so you know when stuff is happening on the Bull Light Network. Thanks again, and have a great night.
Salute.
Have a good one.